Mama's back with her babies. They've grown so much. There's a lot less of them now too, but they've gotten so big. I think there's 4. Yeah, 4. So hey guys, welcome back and thank you for watching. I had been working on the off-grid appliances video for y'all, and it's about halfway through, but the more I thought about it, there's just something else that kept coming up that I just wanted to sit and talk with y'all about. So I hope you don't mind, and hopefully next week or in the next few days we will have the other video up. I need some help with that. Jeff's got to help me a little bit with it, and he's been working, so just wanted to kind of take a second and chit chat a little bit while I'm packing a care package for a couple of college kids, one of my own and one that I love like my own. So just kind of sit and talk with y'all for a little bit. Something came up yesterday. We were in our small group, and it's had this beautiful lodge, beautiful sawmill wood cabin, and the property's beautiful, the house is beautiful. And I was looking around, and we kind of have some food and fellowship before we get into the Bible study. And I was just looking around, just being inspired by the place. And I had said something about wanting to do something that might change a couple things, or something to the effect of, I wish our cabin was like that one. And I think it hit Jeff kind of wrong. I don't know if it hurt his feelings or what, but he kind of made a comment, joking but not, about me complaining all the time. And I don't know, I didn't think that I did, but the more I think about it, maybe I am comparing too much. So I just kind of thought I'd come out with some of the things that do bother me about this place. I mean, it's not that it's bad, but I do wish that some things had went differently. But at the same time, I mean, when you're doing things yourself, I understand that it's not always going to go as planned. It's not always going to be smooth. And if you don't have a background in construction, it's just going to, it's just going to come out less than perfect. And I'm okay with that. But I don't know, it just kept rolling around in my head as I was working today. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I hope it hasn't come through in other videos, because I really didn't realize that it bothered me that much. But it's worth talking about, I guess, because there are things I love about this place, so I don't mean to seem like I complain. But hey, let's just put it out there. There are things about this I don't like. I don't like that it has taken this long to get it done. I don't like that, but I also know that part of the adventure is the journey. Like, we want to, I'm ready to homestead. I'm just ready to start. I'm so ready to live the life. I'm tired of trying to build the life. I'm ready to live the life. But you can't rush these things, and I know that. And so I'm just trying to calm myself down. We came in last October and hit winter like really hard, and the cabin wasn't ready, and it's living at my mom's and just a mess. So I'm already, that has kind of caused me to dread this winter a little bit, but at the same time it's gonna be better. We're in our own space. It's not finished, but it's okay, and I don't feel like a burden on my mom. They never made us feel like that, but in my own head I feel like a burden when you move 5 people in to with a couple who hasn't had kids in their house for years, and it's you know, they're fine, but I felt guilty, I felt stressed, I put the stress on myself, so I don't have to worry about that because we are in the cabin. But winter's just still hard. I know we're going to be shut in for a little bit, and then so that's on my mind, but also the money. We're not going into debt over this place. We're just not going to. We have talked about this being our debt-free journey, and we are working hard towards that. So honestly, there is no debt whatsoever other than helping our daughter with some student loans. I mean, other than that, we have zero debt. So that's the only thing that we really have to plan on whittling away at. And I mean, that's a huge blessing, a huge plus. So we're paying cash for everything that we do here. And for any of you guys who are thinking, I could never get to that point, yes, you can. I just want to tell you can. And I'm okay if you want to email me and we can talk about it or whatever, but you can do it. The thing is, it may be slow like it is for us. I mean, we sold our house, and yes, the bulk of that we got off the house has went into this. Sadly, with all the building materials going up like 3 times as much, I mean, when a 2x4 is costing you $20-something, that's ridiculous. That's more than 3 times as much. I mean, we have poured more money into this tiny cabin than we ever expected to. So that has really put a dent in the budget, but we also took some of that and set it aside as an emergency fund that I refuse to touch unless there's an emergency. So what we're working towards now is, it's all in cash and piece by piece. I mean, it has slowed down some, but I mean, we're gonna get there. So, I mean, it's just the reality of it. I just want to completely just talk with y'all and be real about it. The design of the place, to be honest, I really wish we had taken the time to sit and just draw it out and say this is what we want it to look like, but we didn't. I felt like we had to beat winter, and I also didn't. I wanted to be a good steward of the time of the people who were helping us, because we had neighbors we had literally just met when we moved here that were spending hours over here helping us build this place. My family was helping us, and I mean, I did not want this to drag out for their sake, so we just kind of planned it as we went. So some of it, the layout, I'll look around and some just like I wish that wasn't there. That wall wasn't like this wall. I almost wish wasn't here. I like an open floor plan. I like that. I want to walk in and it just be open, and it's not like that. But this is, I mean, it's still okay. The sort of the structure of the place bothers me. Bothers me pretty bad. But when you take a cabin like the hunting cabin, a literal 12 by 12 square, built out of pallets and had been sitting there for 30 years and only used on occasion, and try to make a home out of it, it's just gonna be that way. But we're making a home out of it. We're making it's okay. So on one hand, I know it may sound like I'm complaining, but on the other hand, I want you to know, and I want you to see that I can find the good in it too. And so it's, it's going to be all right. We still have a lot of trim work to do. The ceiling is still, I look up and see nothing but insulation. We still have a couple of walls to shiplap. Lots of things to do, and we'll get it done. But yeah, I mean, I could nitpick it apart, but I'm not going to. I just want to say that I know it could be better, but actually I think maybe it's just going the way it's supposed to, and I'll see it on the other side. Once we get finished and start living the life, I think I'll be able to see, well, it is just the way it's supposed to be. And we're doing the best we can, and it is hard. Why are we doing this the hard way? Why are we choosing not to just take out a loan and build a house and get jobs and pay for it? It was just because we want the freedom of running our own life. I mean, it's that simple. Jeff spent years at a good job, but he was bogged down, and there's so many people, looking over your shoulder, and just not really being the master of your own day. That takes a lot out of a person. So we were ready to give that up, give up the easier life for a not necessarily easier but simpler life. This life isn't easy, but it's simple, and simple feels better, and we have some more independence, so we're making that work. Jeff's working part-time now just to kind of help bring a little bit in, because it's flying out really, really fast. So we're, it's good, and he's available. He doesn't miss a football game. Both boys are playing. He don't miss a game. I mean, that is worth it. The boys always know Daddy's going to be there to watch them do what they do, and he's making a little bit of money, keeping himself busy, feeling like he's still providing for us, because that's a big deal to him. He's a really good man, and he's providing for his family is one of his top priorities. So he's still doing that, but he's also available to be here to gradually work on the cabin and help me here. So yeah, it's balancing out and feeling pretty good. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk to you about, sometimes, I mean, I know I'm not the only one. Sometimes you just look around, or you watch a YouTube channel or whatever, and you get into that comparison trap, and like, well, why didn't we do ours like that? But I got caught up in it earlier watching another homestead DIY build, and I'm like, why didn't we do that? But we didn't, because we didn't. That's all there is to it. It just was. That's not our story. Our story is this. Our story is the hunting cabin converted into a small living space that we hope is temporary. I hope to eventually make this into a guest home for my friends and family to come up and stay while we build another small place. But if that doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. I mean, man makes his plans and God guides the steps. So that's just it. Whatever happens, I'm just going to have to trust that it's supposed to be that way. So yeah, we're living life. 5 people in I'm guesstimating about 500 square foot cabin, and that really hasn't been that bad. Yeah, we're doing good. It's gonna come along. So I'm gonna make the extra effort to not look around and pick it apart. I guess just the look on Jeff's face last night kind of struck me, because I don't want him to think he's not doing good enough, that I'm unhappy with him, because he's the kind of guy that's going to take that on his own shoulders and say he didn't do something right, and that's why I don't like it. But it's not that. It's not him at all. It's just me being me. But and I'm sure a lot of you have looked around and thought, you could have done this different, you could have done that different. We realized we could have, but yeah, it's gonna be alright. I mean, we wasn't looking for perfection by any means. So I wanted to kind of talk to y'all about that, but also, and I don't want to make this video super long, but a couple other things I want to share with you. I've been a little nervous about it, but if you follow any of our social media accounts, then you probably already know. But a few videos ago, if you've followed everything we've done up to now, I mentioned us sharing our story, our testimony at church, and it's almost it's the craziest thing, because since then, it's odd, and it's exciting. So, and it came out of nowhere, which tells me it came from somewhere. But we told our story, which it ended up being a beautiful thing. Just getting to know our new church family, them knowing our background, knowing who we really are. I mean, they got to, because these are brand new people to us, so they got to know our background and what God has done in our lives and how we got to, where we are now. And so I got a phone call from Focus on the Family, and if any of you guys have followed that, that has been around for so long. It's a wonderful Christian organization, and they really work hard to come up with tools to help families thrive. I mean, literally. And I relied on that for a long time, many years ago, and still do now. But I got a phone call from them, and it's just something I submitted years ago, just a little snippet of encouragement. They have a link on their website where you can share just a little bit of your story to encourage somebody else, which is all I intended to do. Is like, we survived some things and we're on the other side of it, and God has really blessed us and saw us through those hard times. And they decided to call and wanted to know more, so we were able to share with Focus on the Family. And I know I mentioned too that we would share it on YouTube, and we do intend to, so stay tuned for that. We really feel strongly that we should do that. So September 2nd, I think it was, we did an audio recording. They called us from their studio, and we did an audio interview over the phone. So we got our story recorded on audio for whatever project. They're working on a project. I'm not sure all the details or when it's going to air or anything like that, but we have since gotten a call from a videographer who heard the audio, wants to come out and film us here at the shack on the homestead, or homestead in progress, we'll call it that. And so that's exciting, but I'm nervous, and to be honest with you, I won't ever turn down an opportunity to tell our story and share what God has done. And you're going to hear a lot of that on this channel. We're going to talk about our relationship with Christ. We're going to talk about who we are because of Him, and how we survived what we used to be. So I just want to put that out there up front. You're going to hear that a lot. It may not be your thing. I hope you still stick around. Don't walk away. That's not all we're going to talk about, but it's going to be interwoven because it's part of our life. It's a huge part of our life. So we won't leave that part of our life out for anybody, really, for any reason. So please hang in there with us and stick around, even if you just watch for, our homestead stuff or cabin build and successes and failures. Just fast forward to the parts you don't want to hear, but I really hope you stick around. But also, just for those of you that pray, just pray for us, because like I said before, I only want God to get the glory out of the story, and I don't want it to be about us. I feel like even doing YouTube, that was a hard thing for me, because I don't even like to take pictures of myself. I usually dodge a camera, but here Jeff and I felt led when we started to do this to share it on YouTube. So the fact that I sit in front of a camera and speak and put it out for the world to see, even if only 2 people see it, that's enough for me, but it's enough to scare me. But a lot of you actually tune in, and I see the views, and it's amazing to me that you watch it, and I appreciate it. But that's honestly, it takes a lot for me to sit down and look at this thing and talk to y'all. So to have a videographer, somebody professional, come out and talk with us and have a camera makes me nervous, but it ain't about me. So that's what we're gonna remind ourselves, that it's about the story that He wrote for us, and it's a redemption story, and someone needs to hear it. If even one person, if He's got one person in mind that needs to hear it to have a little hope that will draw them closer to Him, then it's worth it, and we're going to do it. So that's coming up first weekend in October. So I'll give you updates on that, but I just ask you to pray. And of course, every part of me, I'm a woman, so of course I'm thinking, the house won't be ready. What's He going to think about? It looks like a war zone, construction zone outside. There's so much not done in here, and it's hard to keep it clean because there's so many people in one tiny space, and no matter how I put things away, it looks cluttered, and just all the crazy stuff that doesn't affect eternity. Not at all. It doesn't. I know it doesn't, but it's still, I'm female, and just like most, if you're a woman, if someone's coming to your house, you want it clean. Or you want everything just right. But I'm having to settle with, it's not going to be just right, and He's not coming here to see the house. He's coming to hear our story, because He's going to take that story and someone else is going to hear it and hopefully cling to Jesus a little tighter. So that's what matters. I'm going to keep reminding myself that's what matters. So there's that. What else did I want to talk to you about? I've had a lot on my mind today, so if you've listened this long, I really appreciate it. Thank you for for letting me ramble in this video. What else is there? Oh, soon I'm going to show you the logging in the yard that we've had done, because we've got a lot of things opened up. The skyline has opened up. It's just, the mountainscape has just gotten so much bigger. It is beautiful, and so even when I'm frustrated with how things are inside, I can go out there and feel right at home, so that's good. Let's see. Oh yes, please submit some questions. I'd love to do a Q&A video. I think that'd be cool. I have people ask me questions, and friends and family ask me questions here and there about, you know, what are you going to do here, and what do you plan to do there, and how's this work, and stuff like that. But if you have questions, ask me, because I would really love to sit and do a Q&A video, and that might be fun. So if you have any questions, just drop them below, or you can send me an email. I'll put the email address in the description box. You know, there's Instagram DMs, just however you choose to get in contact, it'll be there. So just let me know if you have a question. So anyway, here we are. We are so close to fall. The leaves are already changing up here, and it's crazy. Winter's coming, so snow's coming. I think my stepdad called the other day just to let me know, because he thinks it's funny. He knows that I stress. He called to tell me that the almanac says it's going to be a very cold, snowy, wet winter. Yay. Yay. Y'all, I'm not going to make it. I mean, I'm sitting in a jacket now. It's not, I mean, it's y'all see my videos. I live in a hoodie. I've worn a hoodie 3/4 of the summer. I'm cold-natured. It's so much milder up here that we've had some hot days. And no joke, we've had some hot days, but not really. I'm used to Georgia. So, yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here in a jacket now. But I've had a jacket on all day. And here we are talking about some kind of crazy winter. I mean, thank goodness for a tiny house, a wood stove. And yeah, so y'all just pray for me. But thank you for listening to me ramble. I just want to always be straight with y'all. I consider you friends, and it's nice to just sit and talk, especially when I'm sitting here by myself. Been working all day by myself. Kids are at school, Jeff's at work, and so yeah. So this short and sweet, and we got another video coming up for you, I promise. We're gonna get those appliance videos coming out. I'm gonna do a homestead. We're gonna walk around where we've cleared out and kind of talk about what our plans are and share that with y'all. And it's all gonna be a gradual process, because like I said, we're gonna pay cash for everything. I mean, sometimes it is tempting to whip out a credit card and do it that way, but I won't let myself. I just won't. I mean, I want to be honest with you guys, stay true to you guys. We said we're doing this debt free, and that's what we're gonna do. So it's a little slower, and I'm so impatient. But you know, it is what it is. We're gonna be fine, and thank you for coming along on the journey with us. So like, share, and subscribe if you are all about the real life stuff, because that's what you're gonna get here, and it's gonna be raw at times. So yeah, share it, and thank you for everyone who has already subscribed and listened to me ramble. We appreciate you, and stay tuned for the next video.